Sorry if I'm a little bit shaky because I am in the car trying to drive while I do this too. Yeah, and I probably won't be looking right at you because I'm trying to watch the road here. So, but this is, I just needed to start. I just needed to make a start and start doing videos. So, yeah, I have been dealing with the symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis for years without knowing what exactly it was. And I have tried going gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, all the frees, and it had definitely significantly reduced my symptoms. And this year I actually went fully vegan, and things were going really well for me. My joint pain was okay. I also have a history of IBS with complications, not huge complications like hospitalizations or anything like that. I just felt horrible all the time for years and didn't even realize that it wasn't normal to feel like that. So yeah, I've been dealing with autoimmune issues for a long time, and the IBS could actually be celiacs. I don't know. But my story is, this year I went on a trip with my church to Serbia on a missions trip, and while I was there, I deviated a little bit. I was still vegan, still soy-free, and prior to that I hadn't been gluten-free, but I was, not eating a lot of junk food gluten. And so I went on this trip, and bread there is delicious, and I was just like, well, it hasn't been affecting me, I'm just going to eat the bread. And so I was eating the bread there, which I thought, probably is non-GMO, because it's Europe and everything. They're a lot more strict about stuff like that. And so I just kind of assumed and started eating it. And, but I don't think that it was non-GMO. Let me turn my heater down. That might be making the noise really loud in here. So anyway, yeah, I ate loaves and loaves of bread, and I was also eating this Eastern European butter substitute called Dobro Jutro, and I didn't realize it had dairy in it. So go me, I had been suscepting myself to small amounts of dairy. And while I was there were a couple times when different things happened with my left leg, and I couldn't, it would like buckle under me, like just random pain, and I wouldn't be able to figure out what was going on. And so I went to go answer the door once, and I almost fell over. Like I felt, it was like jelly legs just under me just gave in. And so it was really scary, and I felt like I needed to ask friends to help me as I was walking up and down the steps and stuff there, and really wasn't sure what was going on. And it was just terrifying. Prior to that, back last year, so about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, around October of last year, so not quite a year and a half, I started having pain in my foot, and I thought that it was maybe my cuboid bone dislocated. Here I am trying to kind of fix my own little problems, and I went to the doctor about it. Nothing. Had an x-ray done in January. No broken bones, nothing significant, just swelling, minor bruising, and extreme pain. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night and just be like, what is this? So anyway, that led me to try to figure out what was going on with my foot, and I started soaking it in magnesium, Epsom salts, and the pain was going away. So I was like, oh, must just be a magnesium issue. So pain went away. I didn't think about it for a couple of months, and there I was in Serbia, and my knee started acting up, and then my foot started acting up again. But I came back from Serbia, and I had a layover in Chicago where I had to walk for about 2 hours downtown, and I thought that somewhere in there I had damaged some tissue or pulled a muscle or tendon or something like that, because my knee started to swell up like a balloon. So I came back, and I tried to make an appointment with the doctor, but things were a little busy, so I went to a chiropractor that my friend goes to just to see what would happen. Maybe he could kind of figure out if something was dislocated, maybe it would need to be fixed. And so he couldn't find anything wrong with my knee at all. And so that was concerning. yeah, he couldn't find anything with my knee wrong at all. So he sent me to a physical therapist friend of his who saw me that very day and also said, oh, it might be a torn ACL or something like that causing you this pain. And I said, you know, is there any chance at all that this could possibly be rheumatoid arthritis or whatever? No, because you're way too young, and it should be symmetrical normally, and you're only experiencing it in one knee, so this is really crazy. I could see maybe it being gout, but no, rheumatoid, probably not. So anyway, I went back to my primary care doctor finally and got some other scans done. Had an MRI done on it. Nothing was found conclusively about that. Got an appointment with a orthopedic guy. Did some x-rays. Nothing was found. Nothing was altered with my leg at all. So it was just inflamed and puffy and extremely, excruciatingly painful. But all of this took a lot of time, and so during that time, I was back to my normal diet pre-Serbia, so less bread, and the swelling did go down a little bit just by me eating back to my normal diet again, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be. It wasn't where it should have been. So that was concerning me. So I thought, well, while I'm waiting on all these test results, let's just go gluten-free and see what happens. So I went gluten-free. Sure enough, pain went way down. Yeah, amazingly, like almost immediately. It went down, swelling went down like crazy, and I had been looking into magnesium, so I started spraying magnesium salts on it and noticing a huge benefit from that as well, just feeling a ton better with it. And so I wasn't limping around anymore, and I had been going to physical therapy, but it was like my leg, it was like a heart rate monitor. It was just up and down, up and down, up and down. And basically the PT, she was so sweet, but she was just like, you know what, there's really nothing else I can do for you. If this is rheumatoid arthritis, then I don't know what to do, because one day you're fine and able to do these exercises, and the next day it gives you such pain, and you're like almost crying and with tears. And so she just kind of gave up, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna go back to that anymore. And so I decided that maybe the next step for me was to try raw vegan. So I did raw vegan for 2 months, and it cleared it up. Like, cleared it up. It's not 100%, but it cleared it up to a point where I decided to start going back to my normal diet again, because I was hungry all the time, and I just couldn't. My weight was down to like 85 pounds, and I'm only 4'8", so that's not a huge deal, but 85 pounds is not enough for me to be weighing. And so I went back to gradually eating most of the foods I had been eating, just as a vegan, only without gluten. So anyway, my long story short is that I discovered the Paddison program while I was researching online, and I thought, well, that kind of combines a lot of the same principles that I was doing when I was raw, and it is gluten-free mostly, and so anyway, I decided to try it out. So this is kind of my introduction to what will be the next 30 days of me telling you about my experience with the Paddison program. I'm on day 1 right now, but you're probably going to see this tomorrow, and things are going to be coming in shortly. Yeah, I'll do a day 1 update at the end of today on how things are going. So, yeah, I really am hoping that this Paddison program is the answer, along with doing some yoga and changing a couple of other lifestyle things. So anyway, I am not where I was at the very beginning of my rheumatoid journey. Yeah, I did eventually get officially diagnosed by a rheumatologist with it. And then I started seeing a different primary care and took some more x-rays, which confirmed some bone changes that show it's probably rheumatoid. So here we go on the journey. This is almost 10 minutes long, so let's get this over with. Bye, my new friends. Yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow and tell you a little bit about how day 1 went. Bye.